Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for choosing our show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the gods are slowly but surely abandoning William Samoei Ruto, and the chickens are coming home to roost. The members of the praise and worship team, those who used to praise William Ruto, are now beginning to see the light, and they are speaking loudly, rejecting William Samoei Ruto. Members who used to read riot acts to anyone who dared question William Ruto's, programs, they have decided that they're not going to bury their heads in the sand like the proverbial ostrich. Now, one such person is Makarina, a man who is very controversial, does not shy off from speaking his mind. Apparently, this is an ODM diehard and he loves Raila. He comes from Meru. He had once read a riot act to those who were criticizing the SHA. And he showcased how he went to the hospital and SHA paid all his bills. I think it was the wife that was in hospital. And he told people, Ruto is the man. Now, apparently, Makarina found himself in hospital less than just a few months. Just recently, he had told the police to shoot anyone who crosses their line. Na alisema tumia bunduki. Immediately after the statement, he fell sick, and Kenyans were saying, okay, God is trying to show you that every life matters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while in hospital, Makarina encountered a problem concerning SHA. And he's now castigating William Ruto and saying SHA is a very fake project. First of all, this is how he praised SHA and announced that he's with William Ruto.
Leo hii ndio siku yangu, nimetoka Kenyatta kuchukua wife yangu. Wajua nataka wa Kenya wajua ukweli ile mambo inaendelea. Sasa hii ndio nimetoka Kenyatta na nimezaa lipia wife yangu, nimemlipia. Nataka kila Mkenya, kwa sababu matajiri wanakaa wakitundanganya, hawataki tufanye kazi, hawataki yule maskini asaidike na serikali. Saa hii mimi nimelipa, unaona hiyo imewekwa kamaka. Hebu niwasikie hapa Amos. Amos ni rafiki yangu sana. Hawa ni rafiki yangu. Amekuja kunisaidia kutoa wife na aone kama kweli saa inafanya kazi. Ukiangalia hapa kwa hiyo 370 unaona saa imenisaidia na 120,000. Yaani inakutolea 120,000. Jana ndio niliregister saa na imeactivatiwa leo. Una-activate saa hii na unalipa naye saa hiyo ingine. Kwa hivyo nataka kuambia watu wetu wale hawana pesa, tuache kusikiza matajiri. Usuri ya saa ni tu ile nimeona. Usuri ile iko kwa saa ni moja. NHIF ungeactivate leo au haingekulipia leo, ulikuwa unangojea 1 month. Usuri wa saa, kama mimi ni mlemavu siwezi lipizwa kama yule mtu ambaye anatembea. Kama wewe una kazi, huwezi lipizwa kama yule ako na kazi. Sasa wale ambao wako na kazi, wale ambao wameajiriwa kwa serikali ndio wanachochea mwananchi wa kawaida. Yule mwananchi wa kawaida ndiye atajitegemea mwenyewe. Unaona mtu anaenda mpaka kwa ofisi ya serikali kupiga nduru, lakini ukikuja hapa mambo ni tofauti. Na nataka kuambia Wakenya, yule ambaye anatumia hiyo insurance na ifanyi kazi, kuja unichallenge na documents. Mimi yangu ndio hii. Wife yangu ndio huyo ameingia kwa gari, nimezaa mtoa na hiyo. Kwa hivyo nataka kuambia walemavu wenzangu, sisi ndio tunaishi kundanganywa, juu sisi ndio tunalala kwa vitanda, ndio sisi hatuna network, ndio sisi hatuna ma TV wala internet ya kujua. Lakini mimi kama mwenzenu, saa inafanya kazi na saa ndio itasaidia mwananchi wa kawaida. Na saa ndio inasaidia mlemavu, na saa ndio itasaidia yule mtu ana pesa. Na nataka kuambia wale watu wako kwa serikali, ukilipizwa 5,600, wewe unapata mshahara ya 200. Unataka mtu ajapata kazi alipe aje?
So Makarina, after praising William Ruto, found himself in the hospital and SHA failed to work. And this is what Makarina had to say after encountering problems with SHA. He says, SHA and SHIF ni mambo ya karatasi, ground ni tofauti. Let me say this from the deepest part of my heart, not for clout, not for PR, but because truth must be told. I reported to hospital at midnight. I was in pain, overwhelmed, and weak. My wife was running up and down, trying to push things through SHA and shift. She tried, but nothing was moving. The system failed us in our hour of need. The so-called health cover was promising peanuts, a figure so little. I used that amount to make one phone call. That's when I saw the system for what it is. A big name, but no muscles. Former DCI boss George Kinoti saw my post, called immediately and told my wife, Mama, relax, I got this. He cleared the full hospital admission bill, not because I couldn't afford it, but for the brotherhood we've shared over the years. Just like that, not tomorrow, not next week, immediately. It continues to say, so before anyone comes here with accusations that I'm defending the government, let me say this categorically and without fear. SHA is not working. Chief is a sweet story in press conferences, but a nightmare at the ground level. That's why wananchi are frustrated, angry, and disillusioned. The government is losing the people not because of propaganda, but because of its own failure to fix the basics. As for me, I will continue to speak for the mwananchi wa kawaida, because when systems collapse, it is our wives, our children, our families that carry the weight. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a man who once praised William Samoei Ruto. He's now saying he's speaking for the wananchi. He went there at night, things were not working, the system failed, the medical cover was promising just peanuts, and things have really changed. He has really changed too. I'm telling you, the chickens are coming home to roost. People are beginning to see the light. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, please like and share this video. So ladies and gentlemen, Makarina has spoken, but I have a problem. There is a culture in this country that we really must end. That people will always praise bad governance when they are feeling some bit of goodies from it. Until they meet the wrath, then they come out and tell us now the government is bad. That is the culture that we've had. Even today, there are people who are making a lot of noise about William Ruto. They voted him. Some of them, until recently, were with him. But now they are shouting on top of their voices. But that aside, better late than never. I would rather, in fact, I really like people who see the light, then they don't keep quiet, they come up and expose the government. A while ago, Boniface Halwale, the Kakamega senator, the majority chief whip in the Senate, ditched William Samoei Ruto. And very many people are running away. Yet there are people who continue to tell us that William Ruto is a two-term president. Where? How? Which method? Which formula? If being a president must come out of the people, if being a president emanates from voting, he will not. I'm telling you, he will not. A while ago, William Ruto told us that people love shortcuts, but he noted that facts are stubborn. And I really liked that because he thought he was using it against his opponents. Now, another fact is here that SHA is not working. When people make a lot of noise about it, he says he's ready to make hard decisions and people are just jealous of him. What do you make of Mike Makarina's confessions? He's now saying tutaongea. Hii ni mbaya. It reminds me of a story in the Bible where King Pharaoh, a very stubborn and obstinate king, decided he was not going to release the Israelites. Every plague came and he was adamant. Every plague came, and the more they came, the more he became obstinate until the last strike, when the firstborn of every living thing in that country died. Iwe ni ng'ombe, mbwa, kila kitu had their firstborn dead, including the son of Pharaoh. And that is when he realized, what? So Mike Makarina is like that king who waits till the last minute, then he exposes when he realizes things are bad. How I wish that people who are in this government, and they know very well from the bottom of their hearts that things are not working, this government is fake, it is a passing cloud. How I wish that they come out and tell Kenyans, mapema, tokeni, ondokeni Babiloni ya Tell people, stop. Like the ODM is telling us, tunakamua sahi, tutaona hapo mbele. Let us rise up. And ladies and gentlemen, it only proves that William Ruto will not make it a second term. That's one thing I can tell you. Number two, there are people who will walk out last minute because sahi wanaogopa kazi zao. They fear the wrath being followed here by the DCI, being dragged to court. So I have a feeling that when the last and the final whistle shall be blown, you will see mass exodus from UDA. You will see very many, wananchi coming out, leaders coming out to speak, because things are not working. Really, things are not working, and those we get from the horse's mouth. I want to end by telling you this. Moving forward, you will see a very charged government. People are going to be given money to speak good about the SHA. You will see stories, mark my words. Utaona kina mama pale wanasema hii inafanya kazi, ilinisaidia, because that is how the government works. I know this is painful to them. Duale, I know, is watching. He might rush to Makarina. I don't know what they're going to do, but there must be a counter narrative, because they can't just take it. We want to remind the president that really facts are stubborn, and another fact is that SHA is not working. For those who watched my penultimate video, we looked at some facts when Bungoma went to protest because William Ruto promised them some road there 3 years ago. 3 years down the line, nothing has happened. So what are we saying? Ruto continues to pontificate, to threaten, to make excuses that hawanitaki kwa sababu mimi ni Mnandi, mimi ni Mkale. So tell me, what is really working in this government? Let us have more Kenyans exposing the government so that things can prove, because I like the way he ends, that when things don't work, it is our wives and our children, that suffer. We have always said, when Ruto succeeds, the whole country succeeds. When he fails, the whole country fails.